welcome to another video. In case no one told you today, you're beautiful, valid, and important. So today I was planning to make some bracelets for New Year. One of my friends actually gave me my New Year present already, but I don't know. The more I looked around, the more I was like, well, whatever I buy, they already have it, and it doesn't really feel special. But I thought if I make something just for them, that would be really cool. So I thought I could do this and also talk to you about the first time I went on a date and how it went. They look really cute, look at them. They're really cute. Also ignore my nails. They were pretty when I first did them, but it's been 3 weeks. They grew. Okay, so I don't know how. I think, okay, I think, okay, give me a second. I've never actually, I don't even remember the last time I made one of these. I think I was in like elementary school. Okay, this is enough. Okay, so my friend's name is Buse, so I'm gonna get B, U, S, and E ready, and then I'm gonna plan what else to do with the rest of them. This is B, U, S, and E. Okay, so here's the thread. Let me see what else to do. Let me plan it ahead first. Would this look good with this? Anyway, so the first time I went on a date with a guy was when I was 19. I grew up not really needing any dates or any man or anything. I remember all my friends in Iran had boyfriends. I didn't, because I just didn't think I needed any. Can't find it. Never mind, I have more. I'll find it later. Anyway, so it was always strange to them because I was also very alone at home. My mom used to work from morning to night. So I basically had the home to myself all day. And I still never really did anything strange or fishy. So my friends were like, you literally have the place to yourself. Why don't you do anything? But I was like, why would I? Like, I don't find anyone interesting at a time. And I was like, I just really don't want to. And then after some time, we came to Turkey. I was 19. My colleague actually asked me out. And at the time, I was like, no. Like, I wanted to say no, but he had an Australian accent. And at the time, that was kind of like my thing. I really liked Australian accent. This is gonna look cute though. Maybe I should use some of this. I told him that let's just go out and chat as friends first, and if I like you, then I'm gonna say okay to us going on a date. And he was more than happy to agree. So we had the date at a cinema, even though it was actually the first time it was at this coffee shop that he used to go to, and it was kind of boring. I did not actually like it. Uh, but then he ended up asking me out again, and I said, okay, let's just go out. And on our official date, we went to watch Deadpool. And at the time, we were both speaking teachers, so basically, our jobs required us to not only speak in English, am I doing it right? Let me see. But to find, no, I have to start with E. Not only to start to speak in English, but to find topics too. But I kid you not, we had nothing to talk about. It's funny because some of the things he liked before, I actually do like them now. Like Marvel, I wasn't really into it before. And then after some time, my brother got into it. In through him, I got interested. And when I watched Deadpool with him, I remember not really liking it that much. It was in the middle of it. There was a scene that they were making out, and he was like, soon enough, this is gonna be us. And I knew it was just like flirting and all, but he was too forward for my taste. I didn't really say anything, I just laughed it off. And the funniest part is that in the middle of the movie, we ended up having nothing to do because they give us a pause to rest and use the bathroom and everything. Only 10 minutes. We were sitting next to each other and I had nothing to say and he had nothing to say. And we're like, how's the weather? I was actually late for that date though. Uh, Even though I don't like being late, recently I am late to a lot of things. But at the time, I was really not used to being late to anything. Uh, that day specifically, I was late and I couldn't catch a taxi. I was late for 20 minutes and I think one of us paid for the ticket, one of us paid for the snack, and then once we went down after the cinema to have some ice cream because that's what I wanted. I ended up paying for myself and he ended up paying for himself. He didn't really offer, and at the time I didn't want him to pay for me. I found it, I kind of like emasculating guys, especially during the first date, to see how they react. Because based on how they react, I know how to treat them from that point on. Because there are things that um, if you don't wanna be a traditional boyfriend, there are rights that as a guy that's not traditional, you're gonna lose. You're gonna be treated differently. I didn't really enjoy that day because we just didn't have anything in common. And I remember not liking his smile because I thought it was fake. But the funnest part of the date was when we were coming back. I had an umbrella, and accidentally, I smacked him between his legs. Like, and that was the only time I laughed that night, and he laughed too. And even though I did not like how forward he was uh, during the movie, I also wanted to like see what he would do if he would try going for a kiss or not by the end of it. And he didn't try. Like it was like he wanted to, but he didn't. And that was kind of a turn off for me too, because the entire night was just so emasculating. And it just proved that he was not the kind of person I wanted to, because he was forward before when it came to making out and like going for sexual advances, but not when it came to actually being romantic or taking this seriously. Didn't really last with him. I think I went to I didn't go on any more dates with him actually, because 4 days later he messaged me, he texted me, and he said, "I love you." I kid you not. Let me see how it looks. Do you think it looks pretty? I think it looks pretty. The next time we were supposed to go out, he didn't show up for half an hour. I left. He kept messaging and texting. Oh, I was talking about him saying that he loved me 4 days after dating. It was so weird, man. Like I was so taken back in like you don't say that. You just don't say that after one date. But I was still like, you know what, give it a try. I don't get it. It's really trying my patience. I need something to put on the other side of it so it can stick and stop falling. But it doesn't have anything. It's so as I was saying, I still thought I should give him a chance because he was my coworker and I didn't want things to be awkward. But he didn't really show up for, I think it was 20 minutes. Let me just tie this side just in case. Just skip. Okay, tied it to my own finger. He didn't really show up. I ended up going home. He started calling over and over and over again. And I was like, nope, not answering. Then he messaged something like, I mean, there was an emergency. I had to go to our village because something happened to my dad. But at the time, I was already kind of fed up with the whole thing. I was like, you know what? I don't think this whole thing works out with us. I'm sorry that happened to your dad, but you should have told me before getting in the car and leaving. You should have been mature enough not to do this, because if you do it now, what are you gonna do when things get more serious? I said, let's just stay friends. He said, okay. And then we had some sort of a break at work too. Once we got back to work, he started being really cold. And you know, we work together. You can't just do that. You can't sulk. I was trying to act normal. We went on one date, one official date, one like just hanging out. And he was not having it. I was not having it either. I said, hey, you said we would remain friends, at least act like we are. And he was like, yeah, sure we are. Flash, moving forward to a time that we went on a school trip with one of my other coworkers, a female coworker. And I sort of brought up the conversation. I just wanted to see what she would think. And she said, wait, what? You've been on a date with him? And then we realized that around the same time that he was going on this date with me, he was also seeing my other coworker. And we kind of like talked there, like shit about him. And we're like, you know what, never mind. He's not, like, he doesn't even matter, blah, blah, blah. I thought that was all. But then one day I go to work and our secretary says that my coworker is out with her boyfriend. And I'm like, her boyfriend? She has a boyfriend? Oh my god, I'm so happy for her. Turned out it was the same dude. So basically, she ended up marrying the guy. They moved to Australia, and she's sort of like, I tried my hardest to keep in touch, still be her friend. I meant it when I said that friendship comes before anything. And you know, this dude, I went on one date with him. We didn't even kiss. The biggest thing that happened with him was me accidentally hitting him with my umbrella. So I don't know why, but I lost that friendship. I think it's done. Let's tie it. If I mess that up, I'm gonna be so pissed because it's done. The only thing I need to do is like a second tie. It's harder than it looks like. Did it. Tied it 3 times this time. And the side looks my wrist. Can you see the busa? Anyway, after some time, one of my other coworkers was like, you know, she's only with him because she wants to be an Australian citizen. And I'm like, well, what about it? And he was like, yeah, did you know she's actually a virgin? And I'm like, what's it to you? Why do you even care? And he started basically talking badly about her because he cheated on her and she still stayed with him and wanted to get married with him. And I actually had to like get really pissed. I told her about what he said. And yeah, I think that was actually the last time I saw her. Because she doesn't, I mean, after she got together with him, I think it's natural, but it's just sad that I lost a friend. I tried to have her back even when other people were talking badly about her because of my own conscience. But that friendship is basically over. I mean, if I text her now, it's not like she would ignore me or she would be hostile toward me, and nothing is wrong between us. We just, I guess, both know that it was never meant to be a friendship. I'm not sad about him. I'm sad about her. Recently, he's actually part of the suggestion part of my Instagram. Every time I open it, he pops up. Me and some of you know what it means. But yeah, that was the story of me going on my first date with the guy that ended up marrying my friend, and I finally made it. Next time I will try to be more careful with the art. So I'm gonna end the video here. If you know any better ways for me to do this, please let me know, because there are more bracelets I need to make. In case no one told you today, you're beautiful, valid, and important. Have a great rest of the day.